Sabari Vijakacharja, Astadarajashi Shrima, His Divine Grace Shili Si Bhakti Vedanta Nandi Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON founder Pracharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Bhakti the Pavana Savior the fallen souls, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada flooding the whole material world with a tidal wave of super ecstatic Krishna Prema Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnu Vanamaham Zabari Vijakacharja Astadarajashi Shemad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Sakaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shamakon Radhakon Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mayi Ki Jai. Jamani Mayi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Gaura Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, Namam Vishnavadaya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamariti Namane, Namaste Sarasvate Devi Gauravani Pracharine, Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschachadesha Tarine.
Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you to Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Temple. Today we have this special class. This is a special Bhagavad Gita class by a very, very special devotee who is blessing us today here. We have His Grace Sankarshan Das Adhikari Prabhuji here, as you see him. He is a very senior disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, whom you see there on the asana. Srila Prabhupada went to USA in 1965 and then established ISKCON in 1966. And then he traveled in various parts of United States and other parts of the world to propagate Krishna consciousness. And Prabhuji got connected to devotees very soon after 1968, 69. Finally, in 1971, at the age of just 24 years, he received initiation from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And since then, he is serving in this ISKCON society in various capacities. For last 54 years without any kind of break or any kind of, distraction. So it's a great fortune because to see devotees who have been serving for so many long years and practicing Krishna consciousness with such deep commitment and dedication, they're very rare to see. So we have organized this class for the benefit of all of you. Please hear very, very attentively. And we will give you chits. If you have any questions at the end of the class, you can write on the chit and we'll answer them. Prabhuji also runs a e-course called the Ultimate Self-Realization Course, on which you get a daily thought of the day and a video of the day. And any kind of questions you have about the practice of Krishna consciousness or any philosophical query you have, you can ask on it and Prabhuji will personally reply to that query. There are books also which are compiled based on these questions and answers. We will display them at the end of the session. So you can take advantage of that and you can visit the site www.joincourse.com and join the course there. He is one of the initiating spiritual masters in our society who travels 7 months out of 12 months across the world, 6 continents. For 7 months he travels in different countries and he has disciples and followers over 100 countries throughout the world. So it's a very great fortune to have him here in Pune. And this is the last evening class we have for him in this visit. So we request all of you to please maintain peace and please hear very attentively to the message of the Supreme Lord as coming down through the parampara, as propagated by Srila Prabhupada and is repeated by His Grace Sankarshan Adhikari Prabhuji. And please keep your questions ready. Please clarify your doubts because inquiring is a very important part of understanding the spiritual subject matter. So let us greet him, welcome him here for this wonderful presentation by once loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We also have Her Grace Vishnu Priya Mataji, who is constantly his partner. More than wife, she is a preaching partner actually. She accompanies him in all the preaching tours. Rather, she organizes all the preaching and traveling. So we are fortunate to have her association also. You can also answer questions at that. No, we have a bit of time. So we have time till 7 o'clock till Gaurarati. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
So today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, text number 9. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mattata Madgata Prana Bhahdayanta Parasparam Katayantashamam Nityam Tashyanti Tabramante Cha Matsyatha Madgata Prana Bhahdayanta Parasparam Katayantashamam Nityam Tasyanti Charamante Cha Matsyataman Prana Bhavdayanta Parasparam Katayantashamam Nityam Tasyanti Charamante Cha. Prana Vadayantak Parasparam Katayantashamam Nityam Tashyante Chabramante Cha Matsyata Madgata Prana Vadayantak Parasparam Katayantashamam Nityam Tashyante Chavramante Cha Matsyata Madbhakta Prana Bhavayantak Parasparam Katayantashamam Nityam Tashyante Chavramante Cha. Ladies, Matsyata Madbhakta Prana Bhavayantak Parasparam Katayantashamam Nityam Tasyante Chavramante Cha. Vachitamadgata Prana Yantak Parasparam Katayantashamam Nityam Shanti Chavramante Cha. Matsyata. Their minds fully engaged in me. Madgata Prana. Their lives devoted to me. Bhadhyanta. Preaching. Parasparam. Among themselves. Katayanta. Talking. Cha. Also, Mam, about me, Nityam, perpetually, Tasyanti, become pleased, Cha, also, Brahmanti, enjoy transcendental bliss. Cha, also. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Pure devotees whose characteristics are mentioned here engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of the pure devotees are described in this verse specifically. Devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing Him with other devotees. In the preliminary stage of devotional service, they relish the transcendental pleasure from the service itself, and in the mature stage, they are actually situated in love of God. Once situated in that transcendental position, they can relish the highest perfection which is exhibited by the Lord in His abode. Lord Chaitanya likens transcendental service to the sowing of a seed in the heart of a living entity. There are innumerable living entities traveling throughout the different planets of the universe, and out of them there are a few who are fortunate enough to meet a pure devotee and get the chance to understand devotional service. This devotional service is just like a seed, and if it is sown in the heart of a living entity, and if he goes on hearing and chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, that seed fructifies just as the seed of a fruit fructifies with regular watering. The spiritual plant of devotional service gradually grows and grows until it penetrates the coverings of the material universe and enters into the Brahmadoti effulgence in the spiritual sky. In the spiritual sky also, that plant grows more and more until it reaches the highest planet, which is called Goloka Vrindavan, the supreme planet of Krishna. Ultimately, the planet takes shelter on the lotus feet of Krishna and rests there. Gradually, as a plant grows fruits and flowers, that plant of devotional service also produces fruits, and the watering process in the form of chanting and hearing goes on. This plant of devotional service is fully described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 19. It is explained there that when the complete plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, one becomes fully absorbed in love of God. Then he cannot live even for a moment without being in contact with the Supreme Lord, just as a fish cannot live without water. In such a state, the devotee actually attains the transcendental qualities in contact with the Supreme Lord. The Srimad Bhagavatam is also full of such narrations about the relationship between the Supreme Lord and His devotees. Therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam is very dear to the devotees, as stated in the Bhagavatam itself, 12, 13, 18. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. In this narration, there is nothing about material activities, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation. Srimad Bhagavatam is the only narration in which the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord and His devotees is fully described. Thus, the realized souls in Krishna consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literatures, just as a young boy and girl take pleasure in association. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Datta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sham Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajiva Sajaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Liveiskconpune Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Svaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So, we have only 40 minutes. Actually, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur spent 3 months lecturing on one verse. That's how much depth of knowledge, of realization, of nectar, of consciousness, expansion is available even in one line of these teachings. So, I don't even know where to begin. But we'll begin with the ending. That's one way to begin. The realized souls in Krishna consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literatures, just as a young boy and girl take pleasure in association. So, do you have to tell a young boy or girl, now you go associate? Now you must go associate. No. Once they attain puberty, the young boys and girls are very attracted to each other naturally. In other words, Prabhupada explains that tendency to be attracted to the opposite sex is already there within them, but at a certain age it becomes manifest. This is a simile being used by Prabhupada here. So in the same way, the natural tendency to want to hear about Krishna, talk about Krishna, bow down to Krishna, serve Krishna, meditate on Krishna, connect with Krishna, be with Krishna, etc., etc., etc. That natural tendency is there within the heart. And when one comes in contact with a pure devotee like His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Dandi Goswami Maharaj, that which is already there becomes awakened. In other words, Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition on the mind. It's the awakening of the original natural energy of the living entity. So don't feel we're here to brainwash you or to, we're some kind of a cult that's trying to hypnotize you and to get some money or service out of you. No. We're here to enlighten you and teach you to understand who you really are. You've been cheated by this rascal materialist civilization into thinking that I'm male, I'm female, I'm Hindu, I'm Muslim, I'm Indian, I'm this, I'm that. This is all nonsense. It is complete, total rubbish. Try to understand these points. This is rubbish. Jivara Savrupa Hai Krishnera Nitya Das. The constitutional position of a living entity is that he is the eternal servant of Krishna. So when you come in contact with these topics, you actually get the spark of reawakening who you really are. Know who you are and be who you are. Let's look at the beginning now. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. This reminds us of the other verse in the 9th canto. Sadava hridayam yam. The pure devotees always dwell within the core of my hearts. It's the same concept here. Can you imagine living in Krishna? Just like here, we're inside this building, isn't it? Here we are within this building. Can you imagine living within Krishna? Can you imagine being situated in the core of Krishna's heart? We're not talking about a physical heart that goes beat, 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 blood. We're not talking about that kind of physical heart. We're talking about the spiritual, the consciousness. Living within Krishna. And they're fully devoted to my service. You say, can I be devoted to Krishna without being devoted to serving Him? Why it doesn't say fully devoted to me? Why it says fully devoted to my service? Well, you can't separate Krishna consciousness from serving Krishna. That's the whole point. Serving Krishna is the natural manifestation of being Krishna conscious. If you love someone, you want to serve them. The husband tells the wife, well, I love you, but you go wash the dishes. I'm going to watch television. You see, love means service. You see. If you actually love someone, you're very happy and very eager to serve them. So fully devoted to my service, stated here by next point. They derive great satisfaction and bliss. Tasyanti ta brahmanti cha. They are greatly satisfied and ecstatic by always enlightening one another and conversing about me. What does it mean, enlightening one another? It means, in other words, whatever I realize about Krishna, I share it with you, and that way I enlighten you. And whatever you realize about Krishna, you share it with me, and that way you enlighten me. You see, it's reciprocal. Not that, I enlighten you, but I can't learn anything from you. You see. Prabhupada, we were inspired by Prabhupada, but Prabhupada is inspired by us. You understand? It's back and forth. It's a back and forth loving reciprocation. You see. So association is not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. That's another point. Enlightening one another and conversing about me. Conversing means talking. So we are not monists, Mona Babas. Now I will not speak. They say the truth cannot be spoken, but they just said that. See the contradiction? Well, the truth cannot be spoken. Well, you just spoke that. So you're contradicting yourself, my dear monist. The truth cannot be spoken. Then why do you even speak, you rascal? Just keep your mouth shut. If that your philosophy is monad, then stay monad. Don't ever advocate monism, you rascal. Conversing about me. So let's dive into the purport a little bit here. At least we can get go into a few points. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of the Lord. Why the lotus feet? Why Prabhupada says the lotus feet? Why not the lotus face or the lotus pastimes or the lotus eyes? Or why the lotus feet? Why the lotus feet? Well, because lotus feet means humility. Not that, Hare Krishna. No, bowing down to lotus feet means I surrender. Lotus feet means I surrender to you. If I bow to your feet, I surrender to you. Not that I'm buddy with Krishna. There's Balarama, there's also me. I put my arm on Krishna's shoulder. We're buddies. We frolic together in the forest of Vrindavan. Of course, in the liberated state, yes, that's possible, but not now. This is sadhana bhakti. We follow the rules and regulations of devotional service. So we have to approach it via the feet, bowing down to the feet. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. This is called Krishna Katha, you see. Much Katha. Krishna is also called Gramya Katha. What's the latest news from the material world? Of course, Prabhupada said there's no harm in knowing what's going on in the material world, because we have to preach in terms of what's happening. Even Prabhupada himself, flying on the airplane into Chicago, he was reading the Time magazine. Time magazine had a big article, Crime and How to Stop It. So Prabhupada gave a whole bunch of preaching in Chicago based on what he'd read in Time magazine. So we can utilize mundane moods in Krishna's service, but not for enjoyment. I want to enjoy the latest Bollywood tabloids. No. Our enjoyment is Krishna Katha. Hearing about Krishna, talking about Krishna, remembering. Just like here, we can have so much nice Krishna content. Looking here at all these nice displays. Krishna lifting the Govardhan. That one's especially nice, you see. Krishna, so many pastimes of Krishna here. You see. So nice thing. Krishna Mother Jasoda. So many things. The more we can think about Krishna, Prabhupada made it very easy. He gave us this Krishna book. Krishna book is so nice reading. This pastime, that pastime. I remember as a young brahmachari, I had made one boy a devotee. He became known as Shamakunda Das. So Shamakunda Das somehow became relocated serving our movement in New Vrindavan. So I visited New Vrindavan, and my godbrother Shamakunda said, I want to introduce you to this one brahmachari. He's always talking about Krishna's pastimes. I want to introduce you to this one brahmachari who's always talking about the Leela in Krishna book. His name is Radhanath Das Brahmachari. So that way I met this devotee named Radhanath Das Brahmachari. He's always talking about Krishna Leela, you see. So this is a very special flavor, you see. Can always hear about Krishna's pastimes, talk about Krishna's pastimes. And you know the amazing thing? When you do this, you get to enter into Krishna's pastimes, you see. Whatever you're attracted to, if you're attracted to Krishna Leela, when you leave your body, you enter into Krishna Leela. Can you imagine? Go to sleep and wake up in Krishna's pastimes? Not just a dream, but a factual reality. In fact, we're having a dream right now, to be honest with you. Actually, a dream is not the word. Nightmare is the word for having a nightmare right now. I'm this body, this aging body with so many problems, with all kinds of pollution everywhere, air pollution, water pollution, consciousness pollution everywhere. It's like a nightmare we're living in right now, you see. So Krishna consciousness means to wake up from the nightmare and come back to being who you really are. Isn't it? And then another nice point, devotees of the Supreme Lord are always 24 hours a day engaged in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. You say, what about sleeping at night? Does that count as glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord? Prabhupada says 24 hours a day. How am I doing this 24 hours a day? I go in the mode of ignorance at night. Or I may take a nap also in the daytime if I'm tired and take half is 24 hours a day. Well, it may not apply to us neophytes, but for the Goswamis it was actually literally a fact. You say, Prabhupada said they would sleep 1/2 hour a day, and sometimes even neglect that, you see, the Goswamis. You see. So these are so in one sense they're not really devotees yet, we just want to be devotees. You see. Someday I pray that I can become a devotee of Krishna. Right now I'm posing myself with, tilak, dhoti or sari and kantimala, a Brahman thread, and diksha, the initiated name. But when will that day come, I actually become a devotee? You know that nice bhajam of Bhaktivinoda? I love that bhajam. He's hankering for that day, you see. It's very beautiful. Kambe hambe bolo se dinama. When will that day be mine? When my offenses ceasing, taste for the name increasing, when in my heart will your mercy shine? Kambe hambe bolo se dinama. When will that day be mine? So us neophytes, we can hanker for that day and really become devotees. Right now, we could call ourselves devotees. Prabhupada called us devotees, But we can learn from Bhaktivinoda Thakur to think, I'm not really a devotee yet. I'm hankering for that day when I actually become a devotee, you see. Right now, I'm trying to be a devotee. I haven't really achieved it yet, you see. So we can learn so many nice things from these great Vaishnava acharyas. They are our teachers, our guides, our mentors. So let us take full advantage of Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda, Narottam, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Let's take full advantage of these great, great Vaishnavas who are shining the way in the darkness of ignorance. With a shining torch lamp of knowledge, you see, they're guiding us through this deep, dark wilderness of sense gratification. Another nice poetic, Prabhupada's poetry is so nice. He's so poetic. This is one of the qualities of the Vaishnava, poetic. Prabhupada says our hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna. Submerged means Krishna is like an ocean, you see. So we're deep sea diving in that ocean. You see. Of course, you could just skim the surface like a surfer, but we're not interested. We want to deep sea dive in this ocean. Deep, 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 deep into the rasa, bhakti rasa, amrita. We want to go deep, 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 and we can relish the mellows of devotional service. Because the deeper you go, the sweeter it gets. And the sweeter it gets, the more you become intoxicated, and the more you become intoxicated, just like somebody, they're called what's that term? A cigarette fiend. Somebody may smoke, 1 or 2 a day, but you get somebody who's smoking 2 packs a day, they're always saying, okay, another cigarette, another. So we want to become Krishna fiends. We're so addicted. How can I get more Krishna? A pastime, a sloka, a lila, a deity I can meditate. See, the more you become Krishna conscious, the more you become mad after Krishna. You see. Prabhupada become mad of love of God, you see. What did Bhaktivinoda? He prayed, when in Navadvip, along the Ganges bank, shouting Gaur-Nityananda, surrendered soul, chanting, dancing, running everywhere. When will become half mad of mind? Bhaktivinoda is praying to become a madman, a complete madman going crazy, chanting Nitai on the bank of the Ganga, you see. So, but at the same time, this kind of ecstasy may be within the heart, but the Madhyam Bhakta, see, even the Uttama Adhikaris come out of the platform of Madhyam for preaching. You see, they could go into all kinds of ecstasies as Uttama, but for the sake of preaching, they act as Madhyam Adhikaris, following the rules and regulations, regulated devotional service. They teach by our example. You see. Just like you always see Prabhupada with his hand in a bead bag, for example. In the preliminary stage of devotional service, they relish the transcendental pleasure from the service. This is really interesting here. Try to understand this. This is really, really something. In the preliminary stage of devotional service, they relish the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. In the mature stage, they're actually situated in love of God. What does that mean? There's a difference between relishing the pleasure from the service and being situated in love of God. That's you can write a whole book about that distinction. What does it mean to be actually situated in love of God? Interesting point. In other words, one way of looking at it is this. We follow different rules and regulations. You see, rising early, taking bath, going to Mangal Arati, cutting the vegetables in the kitchen, going to do the service here and there. That's very good. We neophytes have to do that, you see. That's a curative medicine to free us from lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion, and envy. But the point is, the self-realized souls don't require to do anything. They don't even need to chant japa. But they do it to set an example for us. That's the point. They're already liberated. They don't require to do any rules and regulations, but to show us the way, you see. Back to home, back to Godhead. There was a nice poem, I remember, of Vyas Puja Ahmed by one godbrother. Very nice, he said. Prabhupada is showing us the way, you see. Prabhupada is showing us the way back to home. Back to home. Prabhupada is showing us the way to this darkness of ignorance. And now the whole nice simile here, the Prabhupada goes into great detail. It's compared to sowing a seed in the heart. In other words, our heart is there, you see. If the physical heart, also the spiritual conception of the seed of consciousness, the Atma. You see. That we're really talking about that, not the physical heart of, it's an open heart surgery and put a seed in your heart. They're not talking about a physical heart. Talking about the Atma, the Atma which is situated within the heart. You see, the Atma, the actual self, the Atma is situated within the physical heart. So we're talking about planting a seed in the Atma, not in the which automatically is in the physical heart. So the spiritual master, through the medium of preaching Krishna consciousness, by hearing from the spiritual master, what we sing every morning, my only desire is that my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. So from the mouth of the great acharyas like Srila Prabhupada and the previous acharyas, you see this seed of bhakti is planted in the heart. It actually goes to the ears and down to the heart. So then when the seed is planted, then you have to water it. And by further hearing from the great spiritual masters, we water that seed, and by our own chanting also. By singing the kirtan, by chanting japa, they're watering us, and we get to water our own seed also. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So we get to be gardeners also. We got a garden right here, and we get to water our own garden. And of course the simile is, you got to keep out the weeds, right? No illicit sex, no meat-eating, no intoxication, no gambling, because those will choke out the creeper. If you violate these principles, then you're killing your devotional life, at least for some time. You see. You're putting in a state of suspended animation. So that's a nice example. And then I love what happened in the next description. The seed fructifies. That means you get a tree with producing fruits. And this is called the Bhakti Lakta Bij, the devotional creeper. It penetrates the covering of the material universe. It's interesting, this word universe is used in different ways. We have a particular universe, the Chaturmukhi Brahma universe, but there's the multi-universes also. So Prabhupada uses the word in different ways in different contexts. Here he uses the word universe to define the whole material existence, the multi-universes. Because that's where the Brahma Jyoti, you enter the Brahma Jyoti, not when you penetrate this particular universe, but when you actually cross over all the huge ocean, which is, we're talking about billions of light years. This particular universe is described as 4 billion miles across, which is a little itsy-bitsy, teeny, only 4 billion miles. But when you cross the vast ocean of all the universes is actually an infinitesimal light years of distance. But this regular watering of the seed of bhakti, you see, this tree will then, this creeper or tree will actually then grow and grow and grow. And boom, it'll burst to the Brahma Jyoti. Burst to the Virajal River, across the Virajal River, go. The Brahma Jyoti is there, and then you go travel through the Brahma Jyoti all the way to the source of the Brahma Jyoti, Krishna himself. Until it reaches the planet called Goloka Vrindavan. And again, lotus feet, once again. Even though you're fully self-realized soul, again you go to the lotus feet of Krishna. Even when you're situated in your original Sarupa and your original identity in the pastimes of Krishna, still you're approaching through the lotus feet described here. You see. You're never on the same level with Krishna, even as a liberated soul. That's the point. Krishna always remains the supreme, and we always remain his subordinates. And then Prabhupada gives a nice simile, just as a fish cannot live without water. In such a state, the devotee actually attains the transcendental qualities in contact with the Supreme Lord. So right now, we've explained many times, we've heard this example many, many, many times. It's a great simile Right now we're like fish trying to enjoy out of the water. The little fish was swimming around and he spied some people up on the land that looked pretty good. They're walking around with their smartphones and it looks pretty good. He thinks, let me hop out and maybe I get an iPhone also. So he gets up there and it's not his natural position to be a creature of the land. It's artificial. So here we are trying to enjoy in an artificial see, interesting poetic connection. We're fish trying to enjoy artificial atmosphere. You see. So don't be artificial fish. You see. Get back to being your natural, original nature as the eternal servant of Krishna. We have a few minutes left. I wanted to open it up for questions. We have some questions coming in now. Let's see. Kindly enlighten the term no gambling. Well, we don't play lotto. And also Prabhupada said no frivolous sports and no mental speculation. So mental speculation is gambling philosophically. Well, I think I'm God. See, mental speculation is also gambling. Because you're going, when you put your money down for gambling, you're risking losing your money, isn't it? When you also speculate, you're risking yourself philosophically and going in the wrong direction. When a person gambles his or her life by working and may succeed or fail. Now, if we work for Krishna, we're guaranteed to be successful. If you offer whatever you're doing, if you offer those all to Krishna, you'll be a success. Even if materially you're a failure, you'll be a success because you offer it to Krishna. Okay. What do you mean by enlightening? Well, turn off all the lights. Turn all the lights off in the room and then turn them back on again. See, enlightening? When you're enlightened, you can see things as they are, you see. In a dark room, I may think there's nobody here in the room. I may think there's nobody here. But when the lights are on, I can see, oh, there's so many ladies here, so many gentlemen here. Prabhupada's Murti is here, you see. Prabhupada is personally here, not just the Murti. Prabhupada is personally here. When you're enlightened, you can see things as they are. What do you mean by liberated soul? Liberated soul means pure devotee of Krishna. Can you please read the last line of the purport, discussing Srimad Bhagavatam? No, you have to read it yourself. I don't have time to read. We have 13 minutes left, and I'm not going to spend time reading the purport again. You read it, not me. Krishna Leela is very sweet to hear. However, Srimad Bhagavatam has many other descriptions which don't appear sweet to us. Like, actually, everything is sweet. If you think there's nothing in Bhagavatam that's not sweet, you're an illusion. Every syllable is unlimitedly sweet because Krishna is present in every single syllable of the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, and every single syllable, every purport. Prabhupada said Krishna is fully manifest. There's unlimited sweetness in every single syllable of the Bhagavatam. So don't think like that. You're on a material platform. You're speculating again. You're gambling with your spiritual life by such thoughts. Of course, you can inquire submissively. That's good. If you're the doubt, please bring your doubts forward. That's how I was trained up. Bring your doubts forward, and we will show you how to get beyond this realm of doubt into the realm of certainty. Generally, I tend to indulge in prajapa. Kaka-crow. See. The frog goes, kaka-crow, and the snake hurries and grabs him. See? So when you engage in prajapa, kaka-crow, then the snake of death will come and grab you. You see? You want to be grabbed by the snake of death into another material body? Go ahead with your ka-ka-ka. Good luck. You need it. Now, liberate yourself by Krishna Katha. So, to avoid, I prefer reading and hearing alone. Now, wait a minute. You're reading alone, but haven't you just read in Bhagavad Gita, enlightening one another and conversing about me? You have to apply what you're reading also. Otherwise, your reading become dry and stale. You have to apply what you're reading, otherwise you'll lose the taste. I just want to go off to a mountaintop and read Bhagavatam, no more association. I guarantee you'll meditate on sex life. You'll wonder when a female will come to the top of the mountain. Okay. All right. How many universes are there? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unlimited. Does each universe have its own galaxy? What does galaxy mean? Every universe has unlimited planets. That's how vast this mature world is. Does each universe have a separate separate sun and moon? I don't remember if it seems logical they do, but because otherwise, where's the light? I don't want to speculate here. Go in the database and check it out. My hunch is yes, but I don't want to say it authoritatively. Otherwise, how's it going to be light? It'll be dark. Somebody may have read something in the 5th canto that can answer authoritatively. I don't remember what it's stated there, but it's logical. Go ahead and check out the 5th canto and see what you can find. I would guess yes, but confirm it in the 5th canto. Okay. Performing, let's see, performing deity service activities tends to make it mechanical. Now wait a minute. You're in the wrong mood. That means you're taking the deities as stones. You have to understand Krishna himself has come here, the NVCC. He's personally here present. He's so kind. If you're doing mechanically, that means you think the deity is a piece of stone, rascal. Don't be a rascal. Okay, next. Okay. Thank you for your endeavor, your something class, nectarian class. My question is, how to condition our mind to think about Krishna. Well, it's a matter of habit. I mean, let's go back to an example of cigarettes. You see, how do you become addicted to cigarettes? I mean, when I was a kid, I tried one. I said, "Forget it. This is horrible. Throw the damn thing away." You know, I tried it once, but other people, because they associate with cigarette smokers, they kept doing it again and again and again. If you want to get addicted, you got to keep doing it again and again and again. You become totally addicted after a due course of time. Beginning, there's no addiction. You do it because it seems like it might be fun. They have so many. Remember, they used to all the cigarette ads on television. You know. So you would do it because it seems like they say it's fun. Let me try it, and you try it, and you try it, and you get addicted. So the point is, do you want to become a condition of thinking about Krishna? You got to in the beginning, it's mechanical. Yato nischalate manlaschan salamastaram tatastato nayam yatat atmyeva vusham naya. From whatever and wherever the mind wanders, due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one is going to bring it back under the control of itself. So you got to keep bringing your mind back, bringing your mind back again and again and again, mechanically in the beginning, and gradually the taste will there, because you already have the taste within you. It's a matter of getting back to being who you actually are. That's all it is. How to think about Krishna while doing our material duties. It means you have to offer your result of your material duties to Krishna. If you're doing your material duties for your sense gratification, you won't be able to think about Krishna. Why am I working a job? I want to get some money so I can have a nice Krishna conscious lifestyle for myself, and I can give money to the movement. You see, you have to always be sincere in your endeavor to maintain a nice Krishna conscious lifestyle and to support ISKCON. In this way, you'll be able to think about Krishna about all your material duties. Okay. When a neophyte is trying to be a devotee, looks at the deities in the temple, without what feelings can be known? Is it service looking at deities? Well, I mean, in this temple it's pretty easy. You look at the deities and go, wow, how beautiful they are. Even just somebody goes to an art museum and appreciate the art, right? Oh wow, Van Gogh is really good, or Rembrandt's really good. You see, people spend money to go to an art museum. They even travel all the way from America to Europe to see an art museum. Can you imagine? There are art lovers that fly all the way over the Atlantic to go to Europe to see art museums, to appreciate the art. Well, we got some much better art here. And you don't have to fly all the way across the Atlantic to see it, you see. So just try to appreciate how beautiful is Krishna, how much love and devotion, even the whole temple room. You see, you look up here, you see the gopis, you see Radha Krishna on the swing, and all these beautiful. It's so beautiful here. Look at the floor, how the beautiful marble decorations. I mean, just try to appreciate the beauty of this place, which is all helped to bring us to bring the beauty of Krishna. Just appreciate the beauty, how amazingly beautiful it is, and your heart will melt. Gradually, 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 gradually. To that day will come when you can see directly himself, Krishna. You'll be able to see Krishna directly himself and be able to talk to you as he could to Prabhupada. We're not there yet, but we learn from Prabhupada that deities can actually speak with you. When you come to that pure stage, pure bhakti. So don't cheat yourself. Reward yourself by falling in love with Krishna. Just try to fall in love with Krishna and Radharani and Jagannath, Maladev, Subhadra, Gauranitai. Just try to fall in love with them. Bow down and pray for their mercy. My dear lords, you're standing in front of me. Please anoint my eyes with the ointment of love of God. Premanjana chadita bhakti valochanena. Santak sadaiva hridayesha valokayanti yang shama shunyaramaschityaguna govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who was Shama Sundar, Krishna himself, with inconceivable, innumerable attributes whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eye of devotion, tinged with the salve of love. Not only do they see Krishna within, they see Krishna everywhere. Can you imagine being directly experience Krishna face to face, eye to eye, wherever you go? You're in constantly contact with him in every situation. That's the position of the pure devotee. So let us hanker for that day. And let us go to the deities and bow down and pray for that day when pure love of God can awaken in my heart. We have a special mantra. You know that mantra? A special mantra for that. How does that go? Oh yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. Okay. It's hard for me to read, but I'll try my best. Let's see. Nowadays, there is a trend of getting early retirement. Even if devotees think of accumulating wealth up to a certain amount and get early retirement so that they can get absorbed in Krishna consciousness and do more service, that Srila Prabhupada said or should not accumulate more money. No, if you can accumulate money for early retirement, go for it. Go for it. Get enough money for an early retirement, go for it. Strengthen that desire. I was able to retire very early. I mean, I work, actually, Krishna blessed me, I was going to retire very early. I worked for maybe 6 months, was it? I worked part-time. Yeah, I worked part-time selling long-distance service. And then I started my own business, Travel Rama, selling tickets to where? India, yeah. A special discount airfare from America to India, that was my business. Travel Rama. But then I gave that up. And now it's Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So yeah, the earlier you can retire, the better. That's called Vanaprastha life. No more having kids, no more thinking about material advancement, not just, let me just be fully absorbed in preaching and pushing for this Krishna consciousness movement. Okay. How do we always absorbed in thoughts of and names of Krishna, of performing our activities like in the office, etc. One thing you can do is use your office position as for preaching. That will help you like anything. Take some books to your office and see about distributing them to the workers. I found that wearing tilak is very helpful when you go to work. I had that personal experience. Oh, my time is up. Oh my God. Yeah, my working that job, I wore tilak to work one day, and my performance was much better that day. My boss ordered me to always wear tilak. So just try wearing tilak to your job. Nice, prominent tilak. And if you can be shaved up with a sikha, even better. So I'm sorry our time is up. I'd like to go for a few more hours, but what can we do? All right, a few more. Okay. What is, I can't read it. How can we get rid of today's rat race? How can we get rid of today's rat race? Turn all the rats into devotees. Make the whole world Krishna conscious. So there's no more rat race, a Krishna race instead. How we can all become Krishna conscious. Use the rat race. Actually, Prabhupada said the ideal life is village life. You know, you get out of your little hut, you go out and plow the fields and milk the cows, and business finished. No worrying about automobile and gasoline and motorcycle and helmet and all this stuff. You know, simple village life. And sometimes you go on a long walk to a place of pilgrimage, and that way you become a little more cosmopolitan view. But Prabhupada said these cities, it's a hellish nightmare actually, these cities. But Prabhupada said we make the best use of a bad bargain by using the cities for preaching. Let's see. I can't read the first one. What is
important, health, wealth, or money?
Huh?
What is important, health, wealth, or
health, wealth, or
what is important, wealth or health, money?
What's worth wealth, health, or money? They're all important. You see, we require money. So, and health. The most important thing is your health. Actually, if you're sick in bed, you can't even get up to go to Mangal Arati. So, if you have any health problem, you got to really focus on getting healthy, along with continuing your sadhana. It's very important. I know I went through it recently myself. It's very important to keep good health, that you can get up, you can do service, you can go to the temple. Health is very important. So if you're very sick, you must take very good care, go get medical help, do everything you can to get in good healthy position. And whatever money you have, use it for Krishna. And here's the one insider secret. You like money? Who doesn't? The more you spend your money in Krishna, the more you spend your money in Krishna's service, it gives you more money. Sit down. I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it. I don't know.
Tomorrow morning? What? Or you want to answer it? Whichever you feel. You can answer.
Can you read it for me? What does it say?
हरे कृष्ण आरती अभी 2 मिनट के बाद शुरू होगा आप लोग शांति से प्रश्नोत्तर सुनिए उसके बाद फिर आरती शुरू होगी How many souls are there in the universe?
Oh, how many souls in the universe? Prabhupada explains there's an infinite number of universes in the material world. So it's common sense, if there's an infinite number of universes with an infinite number of planets, there must be an infinite number of living entities. It's common sense.
Hare Krishna, how does it help you? Whose question is this? How does it help you to know the number of souls? You should care for yourself. Become a devotee. Okay? Hare Krishna. There is
Yes,
unlimited
that's it.
souls.
Thank you all.
Unlimited soul in all
We have
species.
my books back here. Anybody want a book? We have my book, Know Who You, which one? Know Who You Want to Be? Truth Works. Anybody wants a book? I'm heading out tomorrow, day after tomorrow, so if you want to read, these books are here available. You can buy them here from Premananda. He's the merchant in charge. And I'll sign them if you buy a book. Hare Krishna.
We request all of you to please join. And if any of your questions are not answered in this class, then tomorrow you have the chance to get them answered also. We'll have time for questions. Let us thank Prabhuji for his wonderful presentation on this very, very important and beautiful verse in Bhagavad Gita spoken by Lord Krishna about the importance of the association of the devotees and wonderfully answering all the questions. Let us thank them by once loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. His Grace Sankarshan Das Adhikari Prabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So, Prabhuji is here for a few more minutes. You can take a copy of this book, Truth Works. It is based on the question answers on various things related to our Krishna consciousness, and you can get it signed by him also. We have the book table here. Please come forward and take the books. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.